Hello, you guys. It's Moira Casada, and I am here to talk to you about your Rise Up Planner. So I have gotten so many questions and so many messages and emails and all the things. So what I thought I would do is actually do several different tutorials on really taking kind of a deeper dive into this. So I've done lots of calls for people and their teams and explained everything through and through, but I really wanted to have just kind of a series of videos for anyone to access where they could just almost take it like a course. So the first thing we're gonna dig into, you guys, and if you don't know, there is kind of a general overview of the planner. You know, it is half personal development book, or I should say a quarter personal development book, planner, a yearly planner that's undated, a place for you to take notes on important calls, and then in the back, the book of wins. And this is exactly why I am doing these tutorials, because every single piece of this book is just imperative and such a huge part of what's going to lead you to your success. And so I really wanted a chance to dig into each part. So today, all we're going to talk about, we're going to keep it short and sweet. We're going to talk about what I feel is everything in success in any area of your life. And that is how to create your vision. And so a lot of times people hear things like, you know, you really need to dig deep into what your why is behind doing this or your vision, but then they get stumped. And it's kind of crazy because I, for some reason, don't have a problem like taking pen to paper and just writing out like all my crazy dreams. But lo and behold, I had coaches that came to me after I've been preaching and teaching about vision for so long, and they're like, Moira, I'm stuck. And I was like, what do you mean you're stuck? So I really, the book, you know, takes you through this process, but in case you want kind of that one-on-one help from me, I want to take today to just dig into this. So before we go into vision, I am going to dig into the very first exercise in the book, and it's called Contrast and Clarity. And I want to kind of tell you where this came from, you guys. This came about exactly a year ago. And I had been kind of crowned the number 5 coach in the company, and I was so excited. And with that came an expectation of maybe my business getting easier. Maybe I thought people would actually start coming to me and I wouldn't have to hustle so hard. And lo and behold, middle of February, 1 year ago, I found myself in, no exaggeration, the hardest month of my entire business. It was harder than month 1. Here I was, top 5 coach, you know, at the top of my game, all hitting all the possible accolades that you can hit. And I was on the struggle bus. And what happened was I wasn't, you know, finding any new clients. I wasn't finding any new team members. And that fear and anxiety started to grow and grow and grow. And it's all I could focus on. And I knew that what we focus on expands. But I couldn't shake it. I couldn't shake the reality of my business that was not thriving in front of me. And so after a couple weeks of just kind of a downward spiral and my business not moving forward an inch, I kind of took it upon myself after reading a lot of personal development books. I'm a huge believer in life coaching, therapy, any kind of outside help that you can get. I did this simple exercise where I just wrote down everything that was not working, which is really easy to do. You know, it's a lot easier sometimes to clarify what is not working in our life versus what is working in our life. Why is that? But I could just scratch that down super quick. I wasn't helping any clients. My clients weren't having success. I couldn't find anybody new for my team. My coaches that I did have weren't doing what I wanted them to do. And so I just scribbled all these things down on a piece of paper, just like, you know, let me take out my room mom paper. So I scribbled them down all on one side of the paper. And then all I did, you guys, was I drew a line down the middle and I flipped the statements. I wrote down the exact opposite of what I felt like I was feeling. And I wrote things like, and the book guides you through this, I wrote things like, instead of, you know, not being able to recruit anybody to my team, I wrote, I love how it feels when my dream team coaches come to me. I love how it feels when I find those dream team people. And that's a very real feeling. So something I want to clarify here, which is super, super important, Lots of people do affirmations and they believe in all of that. I absolutely believe in that, but I actually believe that a lot of people are doing it wrong. So when you have an affirmation that says something like, I'm a millionaire, and you feel poor, or you are poor, that affirmation doesn't feel good necessarily, or there's inner conflict because there's no truth to it, right? There's no truth to that. And so you're out of alignment. And so as you can say that all day long, but if it's emotionally not getting you to the right place, because law of attraction is all about your emotional state, then you're wasting your time. And so putting the verbiage in front of your statements that you're going to flip on its head, like, I love knowing that. It feels good to know that. More and more I feel that my business is thriving. I'm in the process of building my brand. And so I had just kind of switched into more of a cold market business. And I was like, cold market sucks, pardon my language. But I was like, that's all I was feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. And I was like, wait a second. I'm in the process of figuring out how to really, really maximize my cold market. Like statements that were in line and felt real to me instead of just lies, right? So I just took all those statements and I flipped them on their head, and those became kind of those affirmations that made me feel really good. And when I was stuck, I was on a team call the other night and I was sharing about this. If you are stuck in traffic or you are stuck in the grocery line and there's 10 people in front of you taking forever and you're getting frustrated and you're irritated, you guys, that affects your business. It affects your business. No matter what is going on in your life, when you are in a negative emotional state, it affects your business. It's so funny because, funny and not funny, whenever my husband and I get in an argument or not see face to face, it's like I almost get angrier because I'm like, this negative emotional state is affecting my business. And so you really have to shift. And so I can remember doing this and being somewhere and being stuck, and I needed to get home and I needed to get to work. And I remember thinking, wait a second. I love knowing that right now my dream team coaches are being drawn to me. I love knowing that right now my dream team coaches are being drawn to me. And I just relaxed and got in the flow and got in the zone. I know this all sounds really airy-fairy, you guys, but it's not. I am just as much of an entrepreneur and a numbers girl and looking at your margins and all that stuff. But this is paramount in every area of your life. So do those statements, flip them on the head, and then take those statements into your heart and into your mind and carry them with you wherever you go. I cannot tell you how much they have reshaped my thinking. And guess what? Guess what happened after that February when I really dove into this one simple exercise? March was the best month I've ever had in the business, ever. So it works, you guys. It really works. So let's dig into vision. I will tell you that this is broken out into quarters. So it says my vision quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. That isn't to write just your vision for the 3 months ahead. It is to rewrite your vision every quarter because you have to refresh it. You have to write things down that are going to excite you. And so I take you through the whole thing, but really what you want to think about is just the different categories of your life. Like, what do I want to create in my life? What am I doing? How many hours a day am I working? Who am I working with? Do I have a team? What are they doing? Your finances. What does that look like? What's your annual income? Do you get bonuses? How much do you have in savings? Are you investing? All of those things. The more specific you can get, the better. Your home, your relationships, your body, this is a big one because entrepreneurs, we're kind of go-getters and we forget about things like this. Your free time, your fun, your community. What does that look like? Sometimes I leave that off my goals and my vision, and we can't do that. So this was the magic question that was posed to me when I began my career in network marketing. Somebody said to me, you have the opportunity of a lifetime in front of you. And if you really understood what it was, you would really understand that in just a few years, you have the opportunity to create the life of your dreams. But you guys, we don't know what the life of our dreams is. So the opportunity in just a few years to have all the financial freedom I wanted and all the time freedom I wanted. And so if that were true today, or if that was coming, what would my life look like? And so I started to think about things like, would my husband work as much as he's working? He's always been the breadwinner. He's always been the provider. Would he work as many Saturdays as he's working? Would our relationship look different because he didn't have the financial stress on his shoulders? And then I was like, wait a second, would we even live where we live? Because we live here because my husband has a brick and mortar business here. But if I provided us financial freedom, would we even live here? Is this where we want to live? Like, I had never pondered things like that. The kind of home that I would live in, the kind of vacations we would be able to take together, and where we would spend time, like total financial freedom. Would we spend our summers somewhere else? Community, this is huge for me. If I really all the financial freedom, what would I be doing with all that money? What things am I really passionate about that I would give back to? What things would I donate my time and money to? And how could I make an impact in this world? And the work thing, that just lit my fire. Like the vision of working with a team of women that supported and empowered and encouraged and inspired each other, that we did life together and we hustled hard together and we traveled together. That got me excited. And so you want to just capture it all. It doesn't have to be perfect. I do remember at one of my retreats, I read my vision that I had talked about umpteen times to my team. I read it and they were all sitting there like, is that it? Is that the magical vision? And I was like, yeah, you guys, I'm not a writer. I'm not a poet. Like it just speaks to me. It speaks to my soul. And the power of vision is that you will get fired up every single day. That when you craft a vision that is so personal to you, that is going to give you the motivation to do the work. Every single day of the week, 5-6 days a week, there are plenty of times where I'm like, oh, and my video cut off. So we're back at it. There are plenty of times where I don't want to do the work, where I don't want to, invite people or follow up with people or post on social media. But you guys, when I know what is at stake and what is possible, the price seems so little to pay that, oh my gosh. So here's the life of my dreams if I do these simple things like invite people, follow up with people, post on social media, which that is not hard work. That is something else I've shared about a lot, is what we think is hard work this day and age is really quite pathetic. We are not scrubbing toilets. We are not doing manual labor. Like, we are sitting at home usually in front of our laptop, and this is not hard work. So when you frame it that way and you see what the reward is, you show up and you do the work every single day. So this is the last thing I'm going to tell you today. This is truly, truly kind of the magic, the cherry on top of your vision. So I took it upon myself when I wrote out that vision, and I am really big into like my morning practice, and that's going to be another video series. But I just started taking that vision that I'd written into my morning practice every day, and I would do my prayer and I would do my visualization and all of those things. And I would take out that like random scrap sheet of paper that I had written my vision on, and I would read it. And the only reason I think I did that is because it spoke to my heart and it made me so hopeful every single day. It made me feel so good and so excited. And so I just adopted that into my life, where I read my vision every single day. And I will tell you, for the last 3.5 years, I have read that vision every single day, and the most insane things have come true. And that's why we have to update our vision, because things are going to happen in your life. Things are going to come to fruition, and then you're going to need a new vision. There were things, I could just go on and on, but like one of the most craziest things was when I didn't even know like the coaching world, I wrote down, and I want to clarify this too, goals are part of your vision, but they're not your vision. Goals are absolutely meant to go into your vision. Like, I want to be a top 10 superstar diamond, $1 million earner coach, or whatever you want to put on there. Those are part of it, but the vision is like the heart stuff, the life stuff. What does life look like? What does life feel like? How are you doing life? How are you spending your time? Like that's the juicy part. But I had written because I think I saw a video on YouTube where the CEO of my company was interviewing coaches, and on like a panel there was 3 coaches and the CEO. And so I wrote on my vision, I was like, I want to be a top 10, and granted, you guys, I was no one in the business, like I just started, and I said I want to be a top 10 2018 superstar diamond coach. I was like, I don't even know what that is, but that sounds good. I have accomplished all of that and more. But then I wrote, I see myself speaking on a stage at our coach summit on a panel. For some reason I wrote in parentheses, on a panel, being interviewed by Carl Deichler, our CEO. Well, lo and behold, I want to think about the time frame. 6 months later, 6 months into my coaching journey, I was still a baby coach, but I was having lots of success. 6 months later, the president of global sales calls me and says, Moira, I have a special invitation for you. We would like for you to speak on stage in the Superdome, in front of 25,000 coaches on a panel and be interviewed. Would you be up for that? And I was like, this is kind of scary. I don't know if I want my vision to come true. But of course, I was excited and I did it, and it was an amazing experience. So that's just one small snippet. I could list 50 things that I have read on my vision every single day that have come true. The power of your vision is unlike anything else. And so don't get mixed up too much with, the drive, grind, hustle. You've got to do this work, you guys, that's going to align you emotionally in the right place. Because when you show up to your business with heart, when you show up to your business with excitement and joy and gratitude, that's when your business just blows up. So that's it on our contrast clarity vision exercise. So the next one I'm going to do, you guys, I'm going to dig into, it's going to be a really short one, just reverse engineering your goals, because a lot of people have trouble with that. I'm going to kind of just go over my top 10 tips for success. And then the next one will be your monthly marketing plan, how you lay that out. So you guys, this is all written in the book, but I do love personally to have kind of video tutorials to bring me through things. So reach out, let me know if you have any questions, need any more guidance. I would love to help you on your journey.